Let them be disappointed and confounded who seek my soul. Let those who desire my ruin be turned back in disgrace. I feel like that verse is a very like spicy verse per se. But when I say spicy, I mean like as a matter of fact type of spicy. Because it says, let them be disappointed and confounded who seek my soul. And that reminds me of a verse in the New Testament that says, actually Old Testament, that says they will go in one way and come out 7 different ways. And I feel like that's how much I want God to confine and disappoint the enemy, to where you think that the attacks that you're sending me are going to move me or going to disrupt me or send me into depression or anxiety. No, what is going to happen instead is it's going to confuse you. And that's what I like about serving God, that whatever God does for us, it will always confuse the enemy. The enemy will always want to know, what is he or she going to do next? Guess what? You're not going to know, because I'm not going to tell you until God deems it time for me to reveal to the world. But I just love that this verse highlights that basically those who seek after our soul, which is the enemy, they will be disappointed and confounded. And it reminds me of this verse, and I think it's in the book of 1 Samuel, where from 1 Samuel chapter 14, where Saul's son Jonathan, which Saul is the first king of Israel, and Jonathan goes out to fight the Philistines. And essentially, the Philistines start fighting each other. And that's highlighted in verse 20 of 1 Samuel 14. I'll read it really quick. It says, Saul and all the people who were with him were gathered together and came to the battle. And behold, they were all striking each other with their swords in great confusion. So the Philistines were fighting each other. They're fighting their own allies, and I find that to be so funny, but so like weird. But that highlights to me and shows to me that God will have the enemy come in one way, and they're gonna flee several different ways, because the enemy is not stronger than God's will, and the enemy is not stronger than God. So the enemy may try to attack you and try to torment you and do all sorts of things to you. But just remember, when you submit yourself to God, this is what it says in the New Testament. I don't remember the verse at this very moment. It says, submit yourself to God, resist the devil, and he will flee. And that's exactly what happened. They weren't fleeing in that retrospect, but they were fighting each other. And that's a form of fleeing, if you want to ask me. But just know that God is your fighter. He is your Yahweh Nisi. He's the one who fights the battle for you. So just please continue to submit your will to him, and he'll ensure that you're protected